Bonjour. Hola. Hello.
Hello, ISA families. Welcome to our next installment of A Minute with Jason. I have a special guest here. This is Mr. Gurpreet Thakur. He is a parent of 2 ISA students and also the Board of Trustees chair. And in one of my previous videos, I mentioned that one of the reasons why we fundraise as a nonprofit school is that tuition doesn't fully cover the cost of what it costs to run a school. So we call that the tuition gap. So Gurpreet is here to explain a little bit more about what the tuition gap is. So Gurpreet.
Thank you, Jason. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to talk about this topic because being a parent here, having been at several private schools and been on the board, I fully understand why there is a tuition gap and why it exists. I want to start out by saying that the tuition gap is not particular to ISA. If you were to go to any nonprofit private school in the US, it would be the exact same idea, same concept. So why is that? Parents have asked me, I don't understand why we're fundraising because I've already paid tuition. Why doesn't tuition cover everything? Well, that's a very good question, and let me explain to you why. At any private school in this country, we almost always have a tuition. That's why it's a private school. Now, tuition is often set based off numerous factors, off of budgets, mortgages, etc. And what we decide, and what every school decides, is what tuition should be based off of inflation, market, economics. And then you might assume, well, then just raise tuition. If you need more money, why don't you just do that? Well, that's the big point right there is, at every private school in this country, you are going to find that tuition, no matter where it is, $9,000 up to $40,000. There are a lot of families who are just barely able to make that work for them. They may be expecting bonuses, having other supports, but that's their limit. So if we were to raise it by $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, well, what happens? You would assume that we've met our costs and our needs, but in the end, we've actually just added a bigger burden because now those 20, 30, 40, 50 families who are here at the 15K mark can no longer afford to come here. And now, we have another budget to fill, but even worse, we have empty seats. So your child, their best friend may no longer be here at every grade level, and that doesn't really help solve the problem. So every private school, every nonprofit school has found that the best way to ensure that we can have a diverse student population, that everybody who wants to go to a school like ISA can be here, is to set a tuition that is within reach for the majority of people who wish to attend. And then we rely on those parents and those families who can do more, who can give more, to help bridge that gap. So if you think about it in the sense of giving is perhaps one of the kindest things you can do as a family, as a human being. It should feel really as a blessing to be able to do more, to help more. And what it does is it ensures that not only does the school continue to grow, to do well, but it also ensures that every child who's at the school right now is allowed to remain here while we continue to grow the building, the facility, and enrich their lives as each year goes by. So that's why there's a tuition gap. That's why we try to fund it through fundraising, because then we're asking families to give with what they can. And that's an easier choice for many families to make versus saying you have to pay this or you can't be here. Because that's not an environment, a facility, a school that anybody wants to be part of, especially parents here at ISA. So please think about what you can do to support ISA, think about what you can do to give. And remember, it all goes to support staff, teachers, and the building as we continue to offer more and more with each passing year. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Gurpreet. So 2 ways that you can give now. One is obviously to the ISA Annual Fund. That's in a lot of the communications that's going home consistently. Then also you can attend the soiree on April 1st. It's going to be an incredible event. There's very few tickets left, so if that's something that you'd like to do, we encourage you to buy tickets as soon as possible because we do have a capacity limit on that venue site. So have a wonderful weekend and go Palominos.
Go Palominos.